Hello and welcome to the Basketball Addicts podcast. The one podcast in the world, whole wide world, billions of people, only one podcast in the world where we answer this question. The question that everybody wants to know is how you can pay for the finals? You can't get in. How can you pay from outside the finals when you can't even get in? And we're not even close to the finals yet, but we're getting closer. We're about maybe like 6-7 games, into the season. We're on week 2. We're looking good. Jason's been crying lately. If you want to know why, we'll let you know during the season. Darren's also been crying lately, and we'll let you know during this podcast as well. A lot of tears. Only person to celebrating is me because we bleed wine and gold, baby.
And the Lakers are still 2-5, by the way.
Damn it.
Hit down. With a fluke win from last night, I would just like to say.
Fluke? Come on. Can we talk about Matt Ryan, though? Is that a thing? Can we talk about Matt Ryan?
Talk about the G Leaguer? Matt Ryan? Yeah, sure.
Who hit the biggest shot of his career?
Oh my god.
It happens. This is an NBA player. You know what I mean?
Wait.
People have moments.
Hold on. I sound like every bandwagoner. He hit the biggest shot of his career. Game 6? Are you serious? We've got 2 wins? Game 7? That's like every bandwagoner right now. But no. Just being for real though. Like the Sixers, James Harden's out for a month. What is this mystery illness? Is that what you said, Darren? Before we started,
it's a big time mystery illness. Big time. I honestly, Jason is going to need some therapists, like some seriously couch time this week with what's going on. Harden messed up his tendon, obviously doing something at the strip club the night before. Embiid's got some mystery illness, which no one's even seen him. He's hiding away somewhere. So I don't know. I think Jason, I don't think your 76ers will win the NBA championship this year. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah, the 76ers that I'm not a fan of. Yeah, I'm really so worried about them.
Listen, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to deny it anymore. It's okay to be a Sixers fan. There's a lot of people who like Philadelphia. It's okay.
That's why we have a platform like this, so that we can talk about stuff like this. We're here for you. We're
Exactly.
And for any other 76ers fan out there that is having a hard time right now, we're here for you. Please leave comments. We will help you.
Right. We'll make Jason answer all of the 76ers mail.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's okay. We got
sounds
you.
Like a good segment.
And B will be back.
And if anyone and to the people who are listening to this, he loves James Harden jerseys. What was your size again, Jason? You said?
Large.
There you go. Wonderful.
James Harden jerseys for sure.
Send them through.
Send him a Tobias Harris one.
But on a serious note, they are in trouble. They are in trouble. They got no Embiid, no Harden. Tyrese Maxey's gonna have a hard time taking on. Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, it's as you know, the resident Philadelphia 76er fan, I guess, that apparently I own now.
Be proud.
It sucks to be a 76er fan because you have so much talent, but you suck. Your coach sucks at his job, and that your talent never really shows up to work. And you have a habit of hiring people like Ben Simmons who just can't work. So it's living on the edge, man. It's tough.
Just okay.
That sounded like it was hard. Right, that was hard for him. It was hard.
Yeah. This is coming from a guy who says he doesn't like the 76ers. That sounds like a lot of venting right now that just came out. That's good. Keep it going.
I got nothing else. If I go any further, it's just gonna hurt more.
Well,
I can tell you this. Sure.
I can tell you this right now that I think they just need a clean house. The process is dead. I will repeat. The process is dead. That's it for me. I don't even need to go and like it's like putting salt in a wound right now for Jason. Like a big thing of salt into like this little wound.
Darren, I mean, honestly, I really agree with you, right? The process is dead. I feel like when they got Mark Hill and everybody was like, okay, it's a possibility. And they got Ben, they got Joel Embiid. Oh, we trust the process. We got a team now. And then Mark Hill started shooting with his left hand, even though he's right-handed. that's when the downhill spiral started.
Jason, it's okay.
No, it's not.
See?
We drafted the guy number 1 overall, and he couldn't fucking shoot. all he did in college was shoot 40% from the 3-point.
We're 5 minutes in, and Jason's already having a breakdown. All right, get it together, Jason. All right.
Wait, he starts shooting.
Are we even allowed to swear on podcasts? Like, this guy just lost it right now. Okay.
We are.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we are a little bit.
There's going to be a lot of swearing from Jason. My God.
Yes, it will.
We haven't even talked about like the actual players on the team. He's just letting things go for years. This has been years in. Ben Simmons is not even playing for the 76ers anymore. It's okay.
That's where it started. That's where it started, though. It started with that. Everybody trusted the process. They was like, "Oh, he got Mark Hill." And then he starts shooting with his left hand, and he's right-handed. And he can't shoot anymore. And then he's like trying to find his jumper. He can't find it. It's broken. And then you get Ben Simmons, who was hitting fadeaway shots. Fadeaway mid-range shots in summer league, gets on the actual NBA court against real NBA players and stops shooting. He refuses to shoot.
And you know what the worst part is? We drafted 3 centers in 4 years in the top 5 of the draft picks. We drafted Jahlil Okafor, who was a post center from Duke, who couldn't move his fucking feet, and then we drafted Nerlens Noel, has no skill. Shot blocking, and then we do all of that with Joel Embiid on the same fucking team.
Did you just hear out of all that he said, with all that venting, the word that we should be talking about is we. We.
See, told you, big fan.
See, yep. I agree with you. They are seriously they need to like get rid of Embiid, Harden, Rivers. They need to do something because, like I said before, it's done. Like I like you have a month off with Harden and Embiid. I don't even know. Last I heard, it was a mysterious illness, so I didn't know that. Maybe they didn't let him want to. Maybe Rivers said, "Listen, you're not allowed to shoot 3-pointers no more," and he just said, "You know what? I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good." I'm saying, see, Jason's fire got the inside scoop. He's like, "Yeah, that's right. You did do that. You did do that."
Oh shit!
He's inventing. This is built up. This is definitely built up. Okay. So not only Jahlil Okafor and Markelle Fultz, but that was just the starting. That was the start of the downward spiral that was the 76ers. And then you have Ben Simmons, who, like I said, in Summer League was hitting fadeaway mid-range shots in the air.
Yeah.
And then he gets on the NBA court with Embiid, and he's like, "I don't want to shoot the ball anymore." What?
No, because Embiid wants to get the ball. Me want 3. Me want 3. Give me ball. Me want 3. That's what he wants. We need to change the subject here because Jason's clearly.
Hold on, I'm not finished.
Jason's not going to be able to take the rest of this.
Let me finish. Hold on. And then, wait. Then you get Doc Rivers, right? And you got him there. And you make it all the way to the playoffs, right? And then you get beat by an Atlanta Hawks team. Demolished by an Atlanta Hawks team. And your second best player refuses to take a layup because he can't hit free throws and he doesn't want to get fouled. And then your coach online. Go ahead.
I don't think he refused. I just don't think we know now, since he played with the Nets, that he can't hit layups. So sorry, you can go on, but he just can't hit layups. Sorry, Jason, but the guy just can't hit layups.
An NBA basketball player can't hit layups. Number 1
or
draft.
jump shot.
That too. Then your number 1 player and your coach both go on TV and say, "I don't think we can win with him." Then your star point guard starts pouting and refuses to play for a year.
Oh my gosh.
Or how about Embiid? How about Embiid after the season goes, "You know what? If you guys are looking for James Harden from the past, he doesn't play like that no more." What happens? They come back and they're on the same team. I don't know how that works. Someone told me that, I'd be cracking them upside their head right after the press conference.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about let's move on and let's talk about the teams that have beaten the Philadelphia Sixers so far.
Oh my god! This
I don't
was
know if you
having-
guys want to see me drop dead on the podcast.
Well, I said the Atlanta Hawks beat him, and the crazy part about that is that he called the Atlanta Hawks beating the Sixers.
It
Yep.
did.
He predicted it.
I'm just
I know
looking
that
at
had
the
to
record
hurt.
right now, the recent game results, and they lost to Toronto 109-119. They lost, or they beat them the next night 112-190. Beat Chicago 114-109. Washington 118-111. Then they lost to Washington 111-121.
Fucking Wizards.
You're gonna be seeing a lot of these in the future with the 76ers.
Yeah.
With James Harden going down with the strip club ankle sprain.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Do we even know
And
that
then-
Embiid's even in the country? Like, did he even? Is he even? He said he's a citizen now. Is he still here, or did he leave? No one's seen him, man.
Oh my goodness.
He's pulling some Richard Simmons stuff. He's just hiding away. That's what he's doing right now.
How is Jason going to make it through this episode?
I don't know,
I
man.
say we talk about
Denial.
the Wizards and Porzingis on how he was
32?
a big. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Let's
32 for
actually, you know what?
Porzingis?
Let's check the box score from the Basketball Reference on the Wizards game against them. Let's see here. How many points?
You got to. You got
Okay,
to.
hold on. Oh, Porzingis dropped 30 in that game.
He had 30? I thought he had 30.
Bradley-
He had 32 the other night, right?
Yeah, Bradley Beal had 29, and Kuzma,
Dear
and I
goodness.
repeat, Kyle Kuzma had
That's
18
crazy.
on them.
That's crazy. You know,
What
Cal
was sign
Kuzma
my
sucks.
PJ Tucker for? What we
And-
sign PJ Tucker for?
Well, no,
Why?
let's get to PJ Tucker. Let's see how many points PJ Tucker had in that game. Let's just take a look. Oh, gee,
The
let's
over and
see.
unders at 5.
Oh, he got 5 points. 5 points.
You know,
You're in trouble.
that's how you do it in Philly. That's how we do
Yeah.
it in Philly.
So you just lost James Harden, which averages about 24 and up. So now you're gonna have to get Tyrese Maxey, who's averaging 32. He well, not average. He got 32 against the Wizards. He's not gonna be able to do that every night. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
just-
Jason's
man.
gonna be pulling his hair out like Mankind here soon, just ripping it out over the 76ers.
Yeah.
Each day is just another day into darkness for me being a 76ers fan.
Well, I think we should move on and talk to something that's a little bit more brighter. Maybe the
Yeah.
Lakers, because I remember last episode we said that
Oh.
would the Lakers win
Uh-huh.
a game, and they've gone 2-0 since our last podcast.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Chris,
Yes,
whenever
sir.
I watch Lakers games, I see Jason on the couch with the cheerleading thing going like this. Oh yeah, pulling some stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna get it.
Hey,
Last
look.
night's game. Sorry, last night's game. It was overtime. The game before that, I don't even know who they beat that last game.
Me either.
Look on the basketball.
Yeah.
Reference.
I just know we won. That's all I know. And I'm happy about it.
What did you guys think about the last game, the last night's game with Austin Rivers, which would be, if you're listening to this podcast, what is it? It would be Wednesday night. They played Wednesday night.
Yeah, it was last night, wasn't it? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan,
You know-
Austin Reeves. Oh man, that was a good game.
The G League duo.
Okay, so I think it was a pretty dynamic duo. I just like
Oh,
I mean
Jason.
they're a dynamic G Leaguing duo. Okay, fine. But
Okay,
listen,
thank you. Yeah,
listen. I don't know what happened,
yeah.
but Russ has been playing pretty okay.
I would hope so. He's
He's
getting paid $47 million to come off the bench. It's pretty expensive.
No, but I'm saying like it feels like yeah, the fit. Damn, I keep choking. The fit doesn't work, right? I get
Just
that.
like
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook does right now. That's what he's doing, choking.
Ooh.
I had to
he's
get
like
it in
playing
there.
pretty good though. It's fine. Look, I dished it out to Jason. I got to be able to take it. I guess. Okay, it's fine.
I was
But,
faking it, but cool.
No, I'm actually gonna be hurt. It's heartfelt right here. You know, the Lakers have been playing a lot better. I think that, you know, with the rest coming off the bench, they've been looking a lot better, looking more like a team. I noticed that, you know, like we've been talking about how it's not a fit with Russ and LeBron on the court at the same time because they're two very ball dominant players.
Yeah.
So I think that having him lead the first unit, this is in all seriousness, actually works for the team. I think that actually he's finally okay. This is my role. I'm gonna stick with this role. I'm gonna make the best of it. And they actually do better when he's on the court. When he's on the court, the team is better than they are when he's not on the court. I think he has like a plus 19 plus minus right now. So it's like they're plus 19 when he's on the court and like minus 5 when he's not on the court. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the Lakers, it's they might have won 2 games, but the rest of the season is gonna suck. They're never gonna be a team that's gonna be in the playoffs this year. Their bench is terrible. I just think it's sad for LeBron because he's just gonna get so much wear and tear this year. Because he's gonna have to be the best passer on the team. He's gonna have to be the best scorer on the team. You know what I mean? AD might be the best rebounder and defender, but like he's gonna be the wing defender as well. So I mean, he's just got a terrible team built around him, and it's sad to see. And hopefully, he doesn't overuse himself, so to where he can come back next year and go maybe to a different team, or 2 years from now and jump out of the Lakers contract. Because late in Kobe's career, he was carrying things, and then he had the Achilles injury, and then he was just never the same after that.
Yeah,
And it's dangerous for a guy his age to be doing that.
Well, you can already
It's
see,
very
like
true.
Jason brought up a good point because I just saw in the second quarter of the game against New Orleans that he just looked fatigued, like he looked wiped, and you don't want to see that already. So he needs to seriously, like, they need to cut back the minutes. And I think with Russell, with Chris was saying that with Russell coming off the bench, I think that'll help him when he can take a break and let Russell come on and do his thing. Maybe give AD that thing to come back on. I just don't think them all three together is a very. I don't think they work together. I think the way they're doing it now, it has to work out, or they're going to have to make some big trades.
Yeah.
Speaking of trades, right? Did you hear what Miles Turner said?
No.
Pacers.
Miles Turner went on Woj's podcast and said that if I was the Lakers, I would trade for myself and Buddy Hield, basically telling the world now that he does not want to play for the Pacers.
I think that's unprofessional. The Pacers are paying him a pretty good, like they're paying him for play on their team, and then you're just saying, "Hey, listen, I'm going to go to another team." I don't know. I guess he would be a good. Yeah, I think he would be a good fit with the Lakers, but just do it on the off season, man. Do the podcast on the off season, see what happens, or when your contract's done. I don't know.
Yeah, speaking on that, right? I think that it comes. I don't think it has anything technically to do with how someone's smart. I think it's just basically, like when you come on podcasts, things like that, when those questions are asked, you have to know how to answer those without being blatant and you know what I mean? And like being blunt about it. Because that's basically what he did. He came out and said, was like, if I was Lakers, I would trade for myself. I don't see why not, which may be how you feeling. But if you're in the season and you're trying to build a team, even though your team may not be the best right now, but you're trying to do something with what team you have, you want to build camaraderie. You know what I mean? You want to make those people feel like, okay, I want to be here. We can win. I feel like we can win a certain amount of games. But by separating yourself, by saying, okay, I'm ready to leave, I think you should trade for me and Buddy, then that makes that kind of messes up the identity and the camaraderie and like the gelling process that was going on. That kind of messes all that up because now you know, like, hey, he don't want to be here. He's off in the corner by himself. He wishes he was with the Lakers.
Yeah, I do think though that most NBA players understand that the NBA is a business, right? They understand that some people do want out of trade. Some people are going to have contract extension talks, and they're going to have contract holdouts, and it's kind of like an unspoken rule in the NBA where you kind of don't talk about each other's bread type of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be that huge of a difference, but I do think that Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, I think he's correct. Those two would definitely improve the basketball team. I couldn't agree more with him. And they have a really good backup center over there, Josh Smith, who kind of does similar things, shoots threes, athletic, 6'11", lob threat, shot blocks at the rim. So they won't miss a ton if he gets traded.
Yeah. I just think just the way he did it, he could do it on the off, or you can just say I'm playing with the Pacers right now. When my contract's done, that would be a possibility or something like that, rather than just be like, hey, listen.
That's what I was getting at.
I think I should just go to the Lakers because I can tell you just from playing with like teams in like pro teams and stuff, if I was playing for a team and someone put me on their podcast and they said, hey, why don't you go play on that team? And I said, oh yeah, I'd like to play with that team right now. One, my teammates would, you're not like, it's not, your teammates are going to go at you.
Yeah.
You're making yourself look bad, and that organization's been behind you and giving you that nice contract. So it's sort of it's weird. I don't know. It's not like it was where you get signed to a contract these days. Like for instance, like Durant he signed a big contract, and then on the off season he said, "Hey, listen, I wanted to get traded," and then he started doing all that stuff, and then he should just fulfill his contract, and then at the end of that, then go to another team, right? So. Sorry for the odd
That's
topic,
a perfect role, but yeah, you no. That's exactly on topic because that's basically what I was saying there. What I was getting at was just like, if I was his teammate, I would be pretty upset. You know what I mean? You basically just said that you don't want to play with us anymore. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be on this basketball team. So like now I'm looking at you with the side eye every time, and now you know what I mean? Like yeah. If you're one of the better players on the team, I can't help but pass you the ball. But maybe I'll take that shot more times and I'll pass you the ball. You know what I mean? Because I'm just a little bit sore about that. I'm eating some sour grapes because I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah.
But let's
and now even with that, I don't feel. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Let's just see what happens with this towards the All-Star break and the trade deadline. Let's see if these two will actually maybe see how the Lakers go. Will that happen down the road here?
Yeah, but. This is a word for that, right? Isn't that like? Don't you get fined for that because of what? Because Magic Johnson got fined for that, something like that, similar. But it's
tampering.
Something is called tampering. Isn't that tampering? When you get fined for that?
I think it's
no.
owners.
It's only it's the organization has to tamper with the player. The player can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
LeBron James could walk on a podcast and say, "I want to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow," and he wouldn't get fined for tampering.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's changed because Kobe has done that. I saw in a documentary when he went in there. He says, "I want to go to Chicago."
Yeah,
I know. And that was pretty close to happening too. So
they had to make a decision between him and Shaq.
Yeah. And let Shaq go. Shaq went and won a ring, and then Kobe won a ring a couple years later.
I think Kobe won 2 rings, didn't he?
He did.
Oh yeah. He won 2 more without Shaq. Yeah.
Who would you have taken? Who would you have taken, Kobe or Shaq?
Who? Chris?
That's a good question.
Chris and Jason. Who would you have taken? Chris,
you can go first.
Kobe or Shaq?
Kobe.
All right.
Kobe. I would have taken Kobe.
How about Jason?
It depends on my team. Because if I have the Miami Heat and I have a young Dwayne Wade, I'm keeping Shaq.
Yeah.
Because Kobe's a lot of things, but at that point in time, I remember reading Phil Jackson's book, and he talked about how much Kobe was a me guy early on when he was playing with Shaq, and that his teammates didn't really like him because they would always be ball hogging, and like it took him a while until 2010 when he wins those 2 rings to really understand passing and understand how to be like a leader. So if I had a team that was ready to win then, and I didn't think they were going to be something long term, I would have taken Shaq because Kobe did have some risk.
Nice.
It's true. It definitely depends on the team.
I would have taken. I would have taken Shaq. Shaq is by far the most dominant big man of all time.
I feel like that's definitely a easy take. I feel like him and Wilt are up there, those two.
Yeah.
And just think if those two played on the same team.
That would be ridiculous.
Sheesh. There's no stopping that team at all. And especially in the old old school basketball days, like 90s, 80s, where the game was played through the center, there's no stopping that team. That team would run through the league year after year after year.
Well, Jason would know
a crazy scenario. Go ahead.
Sorry, Jason would know since being a loyal Philadelphia 76ers fan that Wilt Chamberlain back in
Moses
the day
Malone
was a beast with them.
Are you talking about Moses Malone?
No, I meant Wilt. Didn't Wilt drop 100 points?
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, Philly legend.
Yep.
Yeah, best player ever to put on his Philadelphia 76ers jersey right there. I don't want to hear anything about Dr. J.
No.
Compared to Wilt.
Compared. So it would be like Wilt, Dr. J, then Charles Barkley, then AI.
Moses Malone.
Moses Malone.
Yeah, Moses Malone. Yeah.
Has got to be
Oh, and then
up
there's
there.
also
I think he's
there's
higher
also
than
one
Charles.
other guy too.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
might be.
I think Moses
MVP.
Malone is higher than Charles Barkley. I thought Moses Malone
Moses
was
Malone is one of the most underrated players ever.
Yep.
So
And
Will
Daryl
Moses,
Dawkins?
Dr. J,
I believe Daryl
Was good
Dawkins
too.
played first.
Chocolate Thunder. Yeah,
Yeah.
R.I.P. Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah. He used to just tear those rims down too. He was the guy that he was like the Zion back then.
He was big.
Yeah.
Real
I
big.
mean,
All power, no jump
Right.
shot.
rankingly, I would put like I think that Sir Charles Barkley would go above Daryl Dawkins and the Sixers in that yeah. And then I'll put like AI because I think AI is special.
Yeah.
Oh
he's
yeah,
special.
AI definitely he definitely brought out like the next generation of basketball with the hip hop and the street ball and
Yeah.
everything. Oh,
Suddenly,
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Jason, I'll stop talking about 76ers. Just come back.
Right.
touch
Yeah.
that thing.
The greatest Sixers. I definitely like AI though because all I can think about when I think AI is practice. We talk about practice, not a game, but practice.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah.
All right,
Are you guys talking about practice? We're talking about practice. Like it's practice.
Okay.
What else are we gonna say?
Okay.
about
Let's
the, I was gonna
Sixers.
say,
We'll
what do
think
you
of
guys
smarter
what do you
jokes.
guys think about the do you guys think moving on top with the Pelicans? Do you think they have a chance this year to make the championship with Zion if he's healthy?
I think they go deep in the
No.
playoffs.
I would agree with where Chris is going.
I don't see
Go
them
ahead, Chris.
championship ready. I think they go deep in the playoffs. I think that Zion special and the young, and the team they have over there that they have built, in place and dropped Zion in is special because like the pickup of CJ McCollum and BI, those are two highly touted offensive weapons that are great. And I think that they have an identity already. So I think that they might be a piece away from being like NBA championship ready. But I feel like they can go deep in the playoffs. I think the right matchups. I think they look more like how I saw the Grizzlies last year. Like how I saw the Grizzlies last year. I was like, if they get the right matchup, they could really upset some teams for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so long. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I agree with the length thing. I think a 4 or 5 seed is pretty much in order for them in the West. So much length, good 3-point shooting. The one weakness of their team, which they did draft, they drafted a point guard named Dyson Daniels. They really need a guy who can pass the basketball. So that's I think their weakness right now, but we'll see what happens. They got something good for the future.
I think they're going to go as far as Zion will be healthy. I think that's it. Watching him last night, man, against the Lakers, he is an animal going inside that. You cannot, once he's in that paint, it's over. Your only hope is to keep him on the outside. And once he gets a jump shot, like once he gets a consistent jump shot, which everyone says that he can't shoot and all this stuff, he can shoot, but it's not consistent.
He can.
Once he gets that outside game, it's a wrap. You might as well just start handing him MVP awards. It's over. The guy is unreal. And he's not selfish, or unselfish. Like he will. When I saw him last night, he could have taken Russell Westbrook to the hole. Abused him, but he kicked it out to the 3-point and started getting his teammates involved. Man, he's unreal. I just hope he stays healthy.
He definitely feels like, to me, a modern version of Charles Barkley. Like if Charles Barkley, with all of his skill sets and his length, was born today, he would look like Zion. Because Zion, people underrate his handle. Like he really can handle and get to the basket. Like he doesn't play like a traditional power forward and what you would expect him to play like. So,
and he carries it
impressive.
Up. And he carries it up. Like when you watch his games, you watched the game last night. He's bringing the ball up. Like you don't see too many guys that size doing it. And once he gets, you better stop him at the 3-point line because once he gets on inside, it's a wrap. He's either going in doing his spin move. If you watch him how he does it, he comes in, boom, spin move on you. You can go left or right, and he's left-handed. And as playing with like basketball, left-hand basketball players, they're rare, and it's tough sometimes to guard them.
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, with the Zion, I really think that a lot of people underrate how athletic Charles actually was for to make that comparison, because he was actually really athletic.
And he was skilled. Like he could handle the ball.
And
He was more like skilled with the ball than Karl Malone, but Karl Malone's like the better post scorer.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
towards the end
enough,
of Barkley's career, he started getting that jump shot in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Like he started hitting
you're
that
right.
3-point line. It was a good.
Yeah.
He would do that jab step, and then he would hit that jump shot.
Mhm.
So
Didn't he have a mid-range game winner in Phoenix in the like Western Conference Finals or something like that?
I think it was Phoenix against. I think it was either the Spurs or the Suns. He hit a 3-pointer.
Sounds right.
On them.
Yeah.
It was one of the two teams in the Western Conference Finals, and then they played the
Yeah.
Bulls, and
Mhm.
and that was a good series. Like they were probably the closest team to beating the Bulls out of all their championships. I thought.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Either
probably.
them or the Jazz. Be
Yeah.
toss up between those two.
The Jazz should have beat them
Yeah,
the
that
second
Jazz
time.
team.
They played them the first time. They should have beat them the second time. And basically the same team, just with Rodman. So,
Yeah.
But you had Michael Jordan, so
there's not much you could do when you have Michael Jordan.
There's the Bulls, and then there's and Michael Jordan. There's just the Jazz.
Yeah.
That was it. Just the
Yeah.
Jazz.
Yeah, there's Bulls and Michael Jordan. It's absolutely true.
Who are you playing tonight, Michael? Who are you playing? The Bulls and Michael Jordan. It's just like man. On your schedule, just like the Chicago Bulls, you're just in your mind, Michael Jordan. Just think. I know it's off top, but just think if you were like back in that day and you had to guard him. You're just going into your locker and be like, "Oh, do you know who you're guarding tonight? Oh, Michael Jordan." Just be like, "Oh, that's just great. He's gonna drop no less than 30 on me tonight. That's great." And I better not say anything to him because he's gonna break Wilt Chamberlain or his 100-point record on me. And that's okay.
Right?
Like there's nothing you can do. Nothing.
No,
it's true. Yeah. Ultimate bucket.
Ultimate, yeah. Greatest shooting guard, I would say, of all time.
Yes.
Player of all time. You know, Jason or Chris? I was thinking about
he did it too.
I was thinking about you the other day. You guys.
Is that a Jordan bobblehead?
That's
is it
a Jordan Funko Pop, buddy.
What is a Funko Pop?
A Funko Pop? It's one of those little things, the bobblehead thingies.
Yeah, okay.
Don't worry, we'll get you a 76ers one. That'll be on the way, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
One of Harden, but we'll get Chunky Harden.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
But we'll get the strip club one.
Ooh,
special edition. Now.
I gotta hide that from my girlfriend though.
Get the Funko Pop.
We should probably transition to today NBA.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking at Darren's jersey. It says the Celtics, so I think that's the better team to go for right now. So that also leads into the Cavs. I think we should talk about the. We talked about the Lakers. We talked about the Sixers.
Yes.
It's time to talk about the Celtics.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say, ever since that coach has left, our team has gone down the crapper, buddy. Right?
Yes,
and you heard it here first.
And now,
we told you they would.
I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to be like Jason with the Sanders. I'm just going to let it go. Our team, Jason Tatum, needs to step it up. I can no longer sit here and take it and saying that he's the next great player. He needs to start stepping it up and dropping 30 and 15. That's it.
Yeah.
Tired of this. Marcus Smart, stop dyeing your hair green, go back to normal, and start playing some goddamn basketball. Find a coach, Chad Stevens, because I'm getting sick of wearing this jersey and being humiliated by the Cavs. All right?
Let's go. We play one and go. We play one and go.
Feel better.
Back
Feel
to
better.
back.
All right. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
No, that's true hurt. That felt better, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's like the Cavs are good. Okay, they're good. They got like some young talent. They got Kevin Love, but come on, the Boston Celtics. They should have been. I can't even talk about this. This is gonna make me. I'm gonna break
it's
my
the
computer.
coaching, though.
All right.
It's the coaching. Right. It's okay. So look, how I see it, it's the coaching. It's Ime Udoka was the best thing that ever happened to that Celtics team, and the fact that he got suspended for a year and is truly about to be, we'll talk about this later, is about to be hired by the Nets. He made that team what it was. He got Jason Tatum to play defense. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were already set up in different ways. Like we talked about this before. I think that Jason pointed this out to me. Was that instead of them, because they're both wing scorers, wing players, he got them like starting at different spots so they don't really run into each other anymore, and like they spaced them out more so they have their own areas to work from. That's like a basketball mind that it takes a basketball mind to do something like that. And they're trying to work with what they had last year with a coach that don't really understand. I mean, like it's just a coaching battle. They lost the coaching battle. This was a close game. Like you have no
Good
reason, I
game.
think, to be, I don't think you should feel, worried about the Celtics, except for like unless it's like a good coach versus them. Otherwise, talent wise, they have it. Like you know what I mean? It's a close game. It's just that they just lost the coaching battle. If they had a better coach, they could have won that game.
All right, Chris.
And also,
ready
Jaylen Brown is the better player on that team. I'm gonna say it.
Well,
What?
I'm looking at Jason Tatum's numbers right now. He's averaging 30 points a game,
Oh,
8
yeah.
rebounds, and 3 assists.
That's
And
better
they're,
than
and they're
Jaylen
still
Brown.
losing to the Cavs, which I don't know how.
Hey, I'm about to tell you how.
Oh boy.
All right. I don't do this type of thing very often, and I this is not bias coming out because last year I didn't think they were going to be a good team. The year before that, when we talked about basketball, I thought they were going to suck and have the earn a top 5 pick as they should. So it's not coming from bias here. This team
bias.
reminds this team reminds me of the Memphis Grizzlies from last year. I'm gonna tell you why. So, the roster, first things first, they got Donovan Mitchell, they got Darius Garland, they got Karis LeVert, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Garland was an all-star last year. Darius Garland is a really great perimeter shot creator for himself, a really solid guard, really good passer, high basketball IQ guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go from there and we go to the 2 guard position. Now, Donovan Mitchell is making the case to be the best 2 guard in the NBA right now. Him and Devin Booker have been fighting for that spot for a while, but it's been Devin Booker because even though Donovan Mitchell's a better passer, Donovan Mitchell has been an egregiously bad defender in Utah. It was terrible. And at least Devin Booker was a solid defender. Suddenly, Donovan Mitchell just became a great defender. I don't know where it came from, but he is always low in his stance. He is always moving his feet. He is bringing an intensity to the defensive side of the floor. I mean, an example of it is Jason Tatum had a 3-on-2 fast break. He's coming up the right side of the floor. And most NBA players, when they get in that situation, they're going to slap him on the wrist or slap him on their arm and get the foul and get the whole clock reset. Donovan Mitchell got into a stance with Jason Tatum coming full speed and guarded him and shifted his feet so well that Jason Tatum ended up on the baseline underneath the basket and he couldn't do anything other than pass the ball. That doesn't happen unless somebody's a good defender. It's some sort of magical jump that another player on that team did, and it's Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert, if we did 2 years ago, he'd be on the top 10 list of the worst defenders at the guard and small forward position in the NBA. I mean, it looked like a walking door. And then he magically turned into like Andrew Wiggins this year. Like he's low in his defensive stance. Like he's really, really geared in. He was always a good athlete, but he never tried on defense before. Like it's a similar situation to Andrew Wiggins because Andrew Wiggins was a terrible defender in Minnesota. Absolutely egregious, but he always had the athletic gifts to do it. He gets to Golden State, and they're like, you're not getting on the floor unless you defend. Evan Mobley's like Jaren Jackson Jr. He's a 6'11 freak. He can guard multiple positions. He's really fluid. He's extremely gifted. And they got Jared Allen inside, who's a really great center. And the reason why I'm so impressed with JB Bickerstaff and the Cavs is because they don't foul. These guys don't foul. It's so impressive. Like I watched Jared Allen and Jason Tatum's yelling at the refs because in situations he would usually get calls, but Jared Allen is great at just being positional but never really fouling. And like everybody, like you, even Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert's picking up Jason Tatum after he crosses half court. But I would think, okay, Jason Tatum's going to draw a lot of fouls because he's a veteran. He has skill.
Yeah.
He understands how to jump into somebody's body. I didn't see any baiting. I didn't see anything like that. Like JB Bickerstaff is a world-class defensive coach. He has these young guys learning the details and being committed to the defensive end. And on the offensive end, they're making Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland work together, which is the main point because those two are the superstars of the offense, they're the main conductors. And I'm telling you, the defensive rating of the Cleveland Cavaliers this year is the number 2 defensive rating in the NBA right now. It's no joke. It's number 2 behind the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, this is a legitimate defense. They can score, and this team's going to score average. This team's going to win 50 games. They might not do as well in the playoffs as they do in the regular season, but they have chemistry, they have defense, they have identity, and they have superstars. And Donovan Mitchell is the best 2-guard in the league. So that's the way I feel about the Cavs.
Boom, 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 boom. Down DeMarco.
Well, Jason, we now know who your second favorite team is above the 76ers. Okay?
I mean, I am from Cleveland.
Yeah, no. And I agree with you. I'm a Boston fan, but with what you said, they are definitely going to be winning 50 games. They are, like, I hate to say it, but they are the up-and-coming team in the NBA. If they can find some... once Kevin Love's out of there, I'd like to see them try and get, like, more of a versatile, like, power forward center. And then...
be interesting, yeah.
Just like they said, maybe a Miles Turner would be a great fit in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Like a guy like that. But also Kevin Love also is he's still got that perimeter 3. He's still a threat.
Yeah.
So
Sure, yeah. Got a lot of veterans on the bench.
I don't know. Oh, and with Jaylen Brown, Chris, you were saying he was averaging 19 points last season. He's averaging.
Can you just take it back?
Huh?
I'm telling him to take it back.
How
he said he's better than
season?
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, take that back. No, he's having a great season, but he had 19 points last season. He's averaging 26 right now.
Ah, okay.
So he's
Jason
up there.
Tatum's at third,
and they still lost to the Cavs, which still doesn't make it any good right now. But everything Jason
everybody's
said,
gonna lose to the Cavs.
Everything Jason said, man, he's right. The Cavs they look like they are going to win the 50 games, I think. And if they make the playoffs, which they probably will with winning the 50 games, they are going to be a problem in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Hide at the rim.
Yes.
Big time.
Yeah. You know, I do want to say, though, that I think for the Boston Celtics, you can't ignore the fact that you don't have Robert Williams, right? Because Robert Williams does all the little things defensively. He's a phenomenal shot blocker at the rim. He's not on the... I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but
it's his knees,
I don't feel like you can accurately
they
judge them.
They need to get him some new knees. Go to, like, NASA or something like that and go get him some new knees or something. Get him some help. Man, he was playing awesome last playoffs. He was like last year. Like, he was unreal, and he was hurting.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
I agree. He was impressive.
I don't know what the Celtics have to do. They need to. I think what happened with that coach really just messed their whole season up, man. Just chemistry-wise, everything. So even if they do bring in a coach, they will make the playoffs. But as far as like possibly winning a championship, I don't know. They're gonna have to do something on the off season.
Yeah.
Because they just look
Long
lost
way
out
to
there.
go.
Like they're playing, look like they're playing good basketball, but it just looks like coaching wise, they're just like, I don't know.
Yeah. What do we do? We're just running the same, trying to remember the plays that Ime Udoka told us so that we can run them on the floor.
It sort of reminds me of the next team that we might be possibly talking about.
The Nets.
Yeah,
the Nets.
With what's going on?
What do you
with
think
them.
about the Nets?
It's like it's like a soap opera, dude. It's like Days of Our Lives. Every day it's something on the court. It's crazy, dude. It's just Nash got fired, and honestly, in all honesty, I understand coaches get fired, but some of these players on the Nets should have been traded before he got fired. I think because Durant in the offseason, Durant basically called him out and said, "Oh, I don't want to be with you. If you were going to fire him then."
I agree. They should have fired him then.
They shouldn't have just
they definitely should have.
5 or 6, 7 games into the season.
Yeah.
And then Ben Simmons now he's got injury problems. He's not playing, so it's just like I would just scrap the whole project, man, and just start over. New coach, new players, everything. Might as well.
Yeah.
It seems like a failed experiment, and I definitely get where you're coming from. Like when Durant, and Kyrie was like requested trades and stuff like that, and then Kyrie ended up signing, and then Durant's still holding out, and he goes to the press conference and say, if you don't fire the GM and it's Sean Marks and Steve Nash, and I'm not coming back, and then you get him to come back, and then that kind of messes up morality. You know what I mean? Because you're playing for a coach that you clearly don't respect, because you respect him in the media on national TV. And then, you have this feeling that you probably, that he's not a good coach and that you want him out of there. Then he eventually gets fired. But you fire him late into the season. I mean, not late into the season, but after the first 6 or 7 games. But at that moment, if this was what you were going to do from the beginning and you didn't quite believe in him at that point, and you were just like, we're just going to just see if anything improves, you should have fired him then. Yeah, if you were skeptical at any moment, you should have just fired him.
What changed from that time, from the beginning of the season to now? What changed in between that time?
Nothing.
It's Nash can't help that Ben Simmons just doesn't want to play basketball anymore. He can't help that.
Yeah.
It's just tough. Durant and Kyrie Irving are going to are dropping massive points with big minutes. That's not they're not going to be able to do that the whole season.
Yeah.
So
Kyrie's begging Ben to shoot the ball, and Ben's not shooting. He's still passing the ball. He's still passing up open layups.
Yeah, man.
The trend continues.
I just don't understand. We talked about this last podcast, but it's just I think it's just the whole thing. It's hard. It's like watching a train wreck, watching the Nets right now. You don't know what's going to happen week by week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
They're just dipped in controversy. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So, I'm just, first things first, I would just like to be just happy in the moment, because I've been asking and yelling and feeling so sad and hating Steve Nash as a head coach for so long on this podcast. Example 1A, if you just want to use one simple example, is asking Patty Mills to guard Jaylen Brown for every single game of the NBA playoffs, because that is just so smart to put a 6-foot guy that's 33 on Jaylen Brown, who's 6'7". Made a lot of sense. And just stupid things like that he just does on a regular basis, this team needing defense and 3-point shooting right now, and they have Marquise Morris on the bench who's getting 9 minutes a game. It's just
what about,
don't even get me started. But
what about,
I'm glad that. Go ahead.
Sorry, Jason. Sorry, we're not forgetting about James Harden, Ben Simmons, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant last season before he got traded. Steve Nash had these players also. So sorry.
Yeah,
Jason.
It's true. He did have those players, and it was just. It's just he's always been a terrible coach. He's just. I could go on for hours about how bad I think he's the worst coach. He was the worst coach in the NBA. Literally 32. Worst 30. It's just terrible. Egregious. So I'm glad that they fired him. An example that I want to give for this too is that I really think with Ime, this is still the best roster in the NBA. With Ime, this team can win an NBA championship. It's just they've got to figure out the team dynamics. But one advantage that I think Ime has that's very unique is Ime is not going to walk into that locker room with a bunch of confidence and, reputation that's positive as well. It's kind of like a group of all people that have negative things going on in their season. Kevin Durant requested a trade. Kyrie Irving's got all this stuff. Ime Udoka walks into that room and we has the similar issues. They can kind of the potential of them bonding from that and developing us against the world mentality. I could see that happening because they all kind of had similar things that have gone really wrong this year. So I could see that happening, and I really love Ime Udoka. I think he's a top 5 NBA head coach, and schematically, they're going to do so much better defensively and offensively. I think they can reach their NBA championship potential with Ime. And a simple example I want to give of that is in 2009, with the Dallas Mavericks against the San Antonio Spurs, the Dallas Mavericks had Avery Johnson as their head coach, and they basically they played Jason Kidd the most minutes in the series, more minutes than Dirk Nowitzki. They were playing against the Spurs, who had Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and a young athletic George Hill. and he asked a 34-year-old Jason Kidd to guard those three all game, and they got beat 5-1. The one game they put Deshaun Stevenson in, who was a 3-and-D 2 guard to guard them, they won that one game. He gets fired. You bring in Rick Carlisle, and then Rick Carlisle doesn't put Jason Kidd as many minutes, and he uses Deshaun Stevenson, and you get that great coach, and then they win a ring a few years later. A great coach can completely flip a good team that's just missing a guy that can put people in the right places. Because this team has a lot of potential. They're long. Claxton 6'11", KD 6'10". You got Ben Simmons who's 6'10". You got Markieff Morris, who's 6'8". Like, if they use those guys and they become a long defensive team, and then you put Ben Simmons and you push it in transition, and you allow him to develop confidence, and you put all these guys in the right positions, this team can win an NBA championship, genuinely. And, Ime Udoka is beyond qualified to make this work. And, the top dog in the league, the Golden State Warriors, look like they're tiring out a little bit. Draymond Green looks a little slower. They just look a little tired from last year. Kevon Looney, they just look like they've been to so many finals runs that they've lost a little bit of the edge. So I don't feel like there's a top dog that's just absolutely unbeatable in the NBA right now. So the Nets can get it done. And it's gonna be primetime TV to watch, because the drama will never stop in Brooklyn.
The question is, when will the owners say enough with the drama? We're just going to get rid of you guys. It's going to come to that point, I think. I think there's going to be something done here, if it hasn't already, before we had the podcast with Kyrie Irving. But I think there might be like a trade down the road. I personally think that the owners with Kyrie Irving I think they're done with him. He's just having an amazing season, though. He's playing great so far. So
yeah,
but
we'll see. Hopefully they can put it together. Nobody likes to see, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving's talent get wasted in the end of the career like this.
Yeah. I just want to say that. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just agreeing.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, when Jason mentions the team dynamic, he means Ben Simmons. Hey, you know how much I hate Ben Simmons. He means Ben Simmons, and I don't know if you could ever. I mean, like, I respect Ime, and I think that he's great coach, qualified coach, overly qualified coach, and I believe that he could do something with this team. But I feel like Ben Simmons is just that one player that will drag him down. I don't feel like there's any fixing him, because I just don't see it. Question, guys. How long has he been in the league?
Hold on.
Ben Simmons?
Hold on.
I'm going to guess
check here. I'll check the basketball
7 years.
reference and let me see how many years.
Please check the basketball reference.
Yes, let's check the basketball
I guess that
reference.
he's 25.
25, okay. Ben Simmons. I personally think they should just cut him and just get rid of him.
If I was coach, that would be my first thing. Immediately. He would be in China.
I don't even think China
would keep
would
him.
revoke him and send him back.
Shanghai
They can shoot in
Sharks.
China.
That's true.
He's played one, two. This will be his 5th season.
His 5th season. He's been in the
How
league
old
for
is he?
5 years.
26. And he's averaging, his career average is 15.7, 8 rebounds and 7 assists. This season in 6 games, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists.
Yeah.
And that's without a jump shot. Just think if he had one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm getting at. He's been in the league for 5 years, 5 years, maybe 6, right? And still no jump shot. Still refuses to take a 3-point shot. You know what I mean? And now now we don't even know if he has the mental fortitude to be on the basketball court anymore, because he refuses to even make those tough decisions. He don't want to get fouled. That's a mental thing. So he's like, he does everything not to get fouled, and then that doesn't lead to good basketball. Like, yeah, you're making pretty decent passes and you're playing decent defense, okay, but you're not scoring. You're not adding to the scoring load. You're not even putting pressure. Like, nobody's scared of you on the basketball court, because they know that if they whisper in your ear that you suck, you're gonna go cry in the corner. It's just like, I don't I don't know what to do. I feel like when I say that, I feel like basketball, right, is a mental sport. And I feel like once your mental is not where it's supposed to be at, you're not able to perform at the level. Now, I'm not going to continue to bash Ben Simmons because I feel like there might be something mentally, like he might have some form of like depression or something like that. And that's preventing him from playing basketball because of everything. Because, people are constantly in his ear telling him that he's not good enough. The team can't win with him and all this other stuff. That might have actually weighed down on him, like being serious. And I think that he just doesn't have the mental fortitude to play the game of basketball anymore. I feel like at this point, this is going to be like, I think he should just. I think Jaren's right. I think they should cut him. I don't think he has the mental fortitude at this point to play basketball anymore.
Yeah, I think they should cut him. They need to cut him. They need to trade Kyrie, and they need to bring in a decent head coach, whether it's the one from Boston, and start building something around KD. Because just like LeBron James, KD only has a certain time here that he's going to be playing like that down the road. Like he even come back from an Achilles injury, and he's still like getting back into it. So those years are precious for the Brooklyn Nets. So we'll see what happens with them.
I would wait 40 games. I would give him 40 games to see if he improves. Maybe it's just he didn't, needed to build up his confidence, and 40 games in, he looks like what he looked like in the 76ers, where it was like 15, 8 and 8, and he was a great defender, and he had his weaknesses, but he was still a great defender, and he could still attack the basket. Because even though Ben Simmons is easy to hate, like if you ever watched a game without Joel Embiid on the floor, Ben Simmons looked like that guy in transition.
He did.
Ben Simmons looked like that guy at attacking the basket and passing it out to his shooters. And if I can get that out of him on this team, all I got is shooters. All I got is I need somebody to pass. I don't need him to score. If he scores 10 points, I don't care. You know what I mean? I got KD and Kyrie. I got plenty of buckets, right? I just need a guy that can defend, pass, and attack the basket. If I could get that version of him, I'll be happy. So I would take the chance to develop him mentally. And, I think Ime, he's a heck of a coach, man, and he's from Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich is a great mental, teacher. And like, he has a great lineage of being around great players and great coaches. So I think he has a shot of really curing Ben Simmons. I think he does.
Well, if he can't cure him,
he teach confidence.
I don't know, man. He's really, if he doesn't come back and play by, I'm giving him till at least the trade deadline. If he doesn't do anything by then, I say they just cut him. But he won't be back in the NBA, not with that type of how much he's getting paid. So he'll be getting like 5, 4, even if he comes back, the minimum. He'll be doing the DeMarcus Cousins. That's what I think is going to happen.
Hey, Chris. You said, can you teach confidence?
Can you teach confidence? Yeah.
Have you ever walked up to ask a girl out on a date?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first time you do it, you're scared out of your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after you do it for the first time, you're okay. At least I was nervous out of my mind the first time I walked up to a girl and asked her out. And then as you do it more and more and more, you become more confident with it. It's the same thing with everything else in life. The more you practice stuff, the more you become confident. So you can teach confidence. He just has to get reps at being Ben Simmons and become more confident.
Well, you're going to be confident either way, because if you ask her friend out, if you ask her out, she says no. Her friend next to her is going to be next to her. She'll say yes. So it's a win-win. So it's not really building confidence. It's just math. Just be around as many girls. You're going to be able to pick one out. Right? So you got like, if there's that one girl and there's like 5 girls around that one girl and you ask her, there's going to be a bunch. One of them's going to ask for you. All right? So she'll take you home.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
man.
So that's what we do in Canada. I don't know what we do there in the States, but if we can find, we'll do whatever. All right? Animals, anything. Sorry, that's me. We need to change the subject. And edit
all right,
this out.
Wait.
Don't even put the clip on here.
Wait. We do want to say, pause. The basketball addicts do not condone any of any animals or we care about everybody. We love everybody. Please don't.
PETA will not be sponsorshipping this one. I'll tell you that.
We don't do anything with animals.
Hey, I just want to say
love
the animals,
everybody.
just to let everyone doesn't get mad at us, the animals are not real. Okay? The animals are not real. No, we don't do that kind of stuff.
It's okay.
You
We're
got
all
me
good
with that
here.
one.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can edit
That's
that
just
one
being
out.
a volume shooter, though. Yeah, might have to.
That's a good outro right there.
That's a good outro. Yeah, just
Well,
animals
you
too.
shouldn't have brought the dating into it. Like we were talking after all, you just went total like love.
We just went.
They went total love channel all of a sudden.